Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, Ron's Keto Cafe, and I'm Ron. If you're new, welcome, and if you're a returning member, welcome back. And if you're a new member, could you please share, like, and subscribe to the channel? It helps other people know when they post videos. Well, welcome to week 135, and also I'm going to give you some tips on how to get started on keto if you're new to the ketogenic lifestyle, or if you're new to weight loss and you're thinking about starting a weight loss program and you're not sure how to start the weight loss program. Well, my best advice would be, first of all, get permission from your doctor. That would be the number one solution. Make sure you're okay for weight loss, and know kind of like in your mind what kind of plan you want. Now, I started the ketogenic lifestyle because for me, it worked for me. I started on August 17, 2020. In the beginning of August, I was going back to January, but we're messing around with weight loss surgery, maybe ideas and all that stuff there. And I had my pre-op and everything, and all my tests came out okay for weight loss, and got permission through the insurance to have it done. And then I discussed many plans with the doctor, and then we finally discussed keto, and I decided on keto. And I tried different other weight loss programs like the Jenny Craig's, the Nutrisystems, the Atkinson diet, the like I said, Weight Watchers, the all the different type of diets they had out there, the South Beach diet and everything like that. They're all marvelous programs. They all work if you stick to them and you educate yourself. So that brings me out to my number one tip. After you get permission from your doctor, educate yourself and how you want to proceed, because that's very, very important. You have to know what you're doing in order to be able to lose weight. And once I figured that out, my weight was flying off, and it continues to push off to this day, but it's not pushing off as fast as I would like it to. So I'm going to go back to old school keto, which is Keto 101, and I'm going to be writing everything down. I got a nice book over here with a journal. I'm going to be writing all my notes every day and calculate out my food, make sure I don't go over it, put a weight down on my paper, starting weight, and then 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and at the end of the week, I'll weigh myself, sort of something like that. So I wanted to give you some tips on how to get started if you're new. Well, if you're new, first of all, take lots and lots and lots and lots of photos. And even if you don't want to share them with nobody, put them in a hard drive, create a folder with a date, and that's the number one tip I would best give you. And then, of course, grab a couple of scale photographs. And, I use my mobile camera almost 98% of the time. I mean, I have a nice Canon M50 Canon camera that I picked up there for photography, but I like using my mobile camera because it's much more lightweight, and it does just as better, if not better, photographs than the regular Canon camera. I spent over $2,000 for that camera, and the camera lenses that I picked up. So definitely take a lot of photographs and store them somewhere on a hard drive. I picked up a couple of portable hard drives. I got a 12 terabyte hard drive. You wouldn't need anything that elaborate, but I would suggest getting a couple of small, simple. I would suggest getting a couple of small, simple thumbnails and or thumb drives, they call them, and you can pick them up around the $20 almost anywhere. I would format it first and then put your photographs in them, and mark them with the date and the place that you went, and especially with your measurements. Now, taking a complete set of measurements, I would measure my neck, my chest to chest, or your breast to breast rather, and your belly button to belly button, your waist to waist. Anything else is entirely up to you. When I first started keto, I measured my wrist, I measured everything, my ankles and everything like that. And I still have those measurements, by the way. So I'm gonna, at some point when I post my next video on how we're doing on this keto reboot, we'll definitely have a new set of measurements with the older measurements, and see where I am and how it went. Now, for most of you know that I was in a 4X shirt, and now I'm into a size large. This is a large, and it fits me very loose. The next shirt size down is a medium, and I can fit into some mediums, and I'm in a size 36 pants from a size 60. So that's pretty impressive. It's, for the most part, it's staying off, but I'm down to 220 this morning, and I'm a little bloated because I've been depressed and I've been eating some foods that I'm not supposed to be eating, and I definitely want to get back on track. So we're going to just take one day at a time with this keto reboot. So that's my first tip. Take lots of photos, get permission from your doctor, take measurements. This is another important one to help you guys out, especially, like I said, if you're new. And even if you're not new, you might get some good ideas. Find a friend. My friend Mary and I, she does the weight loss. Well, she is kind of on her own. But, I mean, her and I, when I first got together with her, we went out and, did tons and tons of walking together. We continue doing walking to this day. And she knows exactly how I like my photographs taken. She takes photographs of me when I'm walking and stuff like that. And, and that's much appreciated. And then I have a couple of other friends that will go walking with me that I made over the course of my journey. And when I'm out on location, just walking and by myself, and if I see somebody down the street, and if I feel comfortable going up and asking them for a total stranger, hey, you mind taking a photograph of me? And you'd be surprised, a lot of them will accommodate you. And again, I take my photographs and I put them away, and I'm glad I did. Now, the only problem with 2020, we had a lot of photographs with my mask on, and that kind of like really irked me. So, the ones that I was able to grab without the mask, I'm really, really blessed and thankful for, because that gives you more demonstration actually how much weight I lost. Yeah. So the other thing is, besides finding a friend, get family support. That's very important. I can't begin to tell you, when I first started my journey, August 17, 2020, my sister's birthday came up, and her birthday is September 8th, and we had a birthday party for her at my other sister's house, and they had a regular cake and all the junk and that, and she invited us up for dinner, as I recall, and we had a nice roast beef dinner with potatoes and all that. I didn't have the potato that day, and by the way, I had the just the healthy green with the roast beef. I think I had one slice of bread or something like that, because she had made some fresh rolls, and I was fine with that, but it's important, and they respected that. They tried to push a cake off to me, and I goes, no, it's more important for me to get healthy, and I made the right decision. So, the other thing is that when you're going over people's houses for parties like that, you can say, hey, is there anything you want me to bring you? And if you make a keto cake or a keto dessert or something like that, you don't even tell them it's keto. You'd be surprised, and they'll probably like that better than some of their meals over there. I mean, that's what I've done in the past. So that could be very helpful to you if you're going over somebody's house that has a party function. There's going to be a lot of carbs there, and so that brings up another tip. Write everything down. I bought this journal, and I also have a yearly planner like that, and you can write down your appointments over here, and you can write down your weights every day, and write down any tips and tricks that what work for you. And the reason why it's important to write everything down and keep everything in file format, or a doc format for that matter, is because at some point you might want to write a book about your journey. It's always fun going back. If you're new and you're writing everything down and your weight's flying off, and then all of a sudden 6 months later or a year later your weight's stalling, and you can't figure out what's going on, you can always go back to those notes and go back to doing what worked for you in the past should work for you in the future. So that would be that's really a great tip. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm going over through some older videos, and I'm figuring out what worked for me in the past should work for me in the future, which is now. So we're going to definitely do that. And walk. If you one of these persons, like when I started out, I couldn't do any exercise. I was really out of shape. I couldn't bend over. We thought it was my back and everything like that, and I found out eventually being my hip, and we had hip surgery done back in June of last year. Walk. Just get out there and walk. Walk slowly. Walk 20 minutes a day. I started walking. Next thing I knew, I'm up to a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles, 5 miles. And I walk on a consistent basis now, but again, I had to slow it down a little bit because my feet have some issues going on with my feet. So we're definitely planning on getting back out there and doing some walking, and I'm still going to go out and walk best I can here and there. And, just take one day at a time. And when you go walking, snapshots and photographs of your scenery, your surroundings. And if you decide to create a YouTube channel, put some of those up with some images behind you while you're walking, and take selfie photographs and stuff like that. It's great if you got kids or grandchildren, bring them out walking with you. Pets are really great if you got a pet and bring. I have a cat, but I want to bring him out walking with me. But I mean, I probably could with on a leash, but I'd be afraid of him taking off on me. But if you got a dog or something like that, bring him out to a local orchard or. I'm sure there's marketplaces in your city or dog parks where you can bring a dog and just go out there and have fun. And that's another great thing. Life is about the journey, and happiness is the best destination. And if you're not happy, you're not having fun. I like to go out and have fun when I'm walking, and I try to get rid of all these negative thoughts in me. So when I'm walking, I listen to a Spotify playlist and on my earbuds, and I'm in my own little world. I have a motivational playlist with some fast-paced songs like YMCA songs and stuff like that, and the Rocky theme, and the song from Pink, Let's Go Girls, and that sort of thing. And when I'm listening to them, that really, really cranks me up to get walking at a faster pace. Again, until my feet stop bothering me, then I got to slow it up a little bit. But that's definitely a great advice I can give you about walking with a playlist. And when I'm walking with the playlist, it helps clear my head of all this negativity inside of me. And when I first started out keto, I used to tell people, "Oh, you're going on a ketogenic lifestyle." And he goes, "Yeah," and they look at you as keto. What because they've heard a lot of negative things about it. And even to this day, I'm still hearing some bad rap about the ketogenic lifestyle. But who's putting out these reports on them? Are they people like the Weight Watch family and the Agassiz family that are giving keto a bad rap? Because you really need to do your homework. I mean, I've gone on to a lot of different doctors that are on YouTube, the Dr. Berg and Dr. Young, not Young, but Dr. Fung and Dr. Berry, and they're all great, marvelous doctors that are trying to just help people get out there and get healthy. So, and I'm always doing researching any issue I got going on. I try to do my own homework first, see if I can correct it myself before I, get help with it. So that's what I would suggest. And and of course, then the other big one is educate yourself. I can't begin to tell you how many videos in the very beginning, and even now I continue binge watching everybody's videos, and just to get myself on track and to keep myself on track and to try to figure out, well, what's going wrong with what's worked one week, didn't it work for another week. And that's what I was saying about writing everything all down, because you'd be surprised if you make some little changes here and there. Some of the little changes that I had done in the very beginning, these little, I'll show you, hang on a second. Some of the changes that I was even making, I was making some of these little changes, like this simple little cough drop. This one little cough drop probably would have had a ton of sugar in it. But, I try to get everything now sugar-free if I can. And, be surprised how many calories are in one of those little things that can be causing you, like, to have a weight stall. And I'll go out, and if I want those, say, a butterscotch or something like that on those little candies there, I'll definitely go all sugar-free, because, it's important for me not to trigger any emotions that's going to cause me to go off plan. And so that's what I try to do. And if you're new to keto, I would definitely, and you're new to weight loss, I would stay off of the desserts until you can figure it out on your own, what might work and what might not work, and then slowly add some of that stuff into your daily plan. And and then you should be okay. And the other thing is I wanted to talk about is don't be afraid to try, because I've been trying this for a long time. I thoroughly know what I'm doing now. I know how to keep the weight off. I know how to get it off. And so this is why we're going back to old school keto. And we're going to be very, very successful. And again, the goal is always to get down to 180 and under 200 pounds. Now, coming up on August 17th of this coming year, it'll mark the third year on my ketogenic lifestyle. the first year that I had 1 full year on keto, it took me 52 weeks to lose 100 pounds, and I continue to keep the 100 pounds off to this day. So, like I said, I'm very, very proud of myself. I'm very impressed with myself, other than the damn feet. And, yeah. So, if you find yourself falling off the bandwagon, just pick yourself up and start all over again, but just don't give up. I mean, I don't know how many times I felt like giving up, but I think to myself, well, when you feel like quitting, think about why you started. Did you start because you want to get into smaller clothes, or you had a wedding or something you want to go to and you want to lose a few pounds? My goal was to lose all that weight down to 180 and to get under 200 pounds, which hasn't quite happened yet, but it will eventually. Now, I've been big all my life, ever since my high school, well, I never went to high school, but ever since my junior high school days, I was always big, and that's kind of like really where my weight gain started, because as a young adult, growing up, a kid, and I always had an overactive appetite, and I used to eat a lot of bad stuff. Now, my mom had 4 kids, and I was the only boy in the family with 3 sisters, an older one and 2 younger ones. And when your mom put out food, because she was limited on what she could get us, we ate what she put out, and if you didn't eat, you went hungry. And unfortunately, a lot of that foods were all carby foods, with the the ring dings and all that stuff there, and for the desserts that she used to buy every week in the stores, the potato chips, the soda, and a lot of the spaghetti sauces that she used to make, and the bread that she used to make, but it was all, stuff that, back then you didn't know any better. You just ate what your mom gave you, and that was it. And a lot of times she used to tell you that make sure you eat everything on your plate, or you didn't get any desserts or anything like that. So we always did. And but now I kind of eat right now. When I eat, when I'm hungry, and when I'm full, I stop. That's it. And Weight Watchers teaches you that. Anyways, if you're doing Weight Watchers, what I used to love about the Weight Watchers, they had a nice app on their phone. You scan your item, and it'd tell you how many points you have, and when your point total was done for the day, you were done. If you wanted regular bread, you can have it according to your points. And I don't know why they switched off of that program. I don't even know if they're still kind of doing that sort of thing. But, and that might be something I might think about later on down the road. But right now, I'm going to stick with the ketogenic lifestyle. But yeah, I hope some of these tips really help you. And the one most important tip of all is believe in yourself and believe in God. If you don't believe in God, believe in yourself. Now, I happen to believe in God, and God's been helping me lose the weight. When I talk to God every day, and I get answers about, telling me, I want you to put yourself out there publicly to have your best chance of losing weight and to document your journey. And it's been a marvelous experience helping many of you as I can get healthy. I'm not, like I said, I'm on 135 weeks right now, and I feel really good about it. But I guess that's all I got to say. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Remember, God loves you. I love you. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay vigilant, and hope you have an amazing week.